Today is a huge day for digital toxicity. I have been talking about digital toxicity now for a bit. In fact, I also wrote a book about it, Digital Brain Rot. In this book, we've talked about a number of different things that should be and can be done. So a number of nations are legislating, or the governing bodies are basically saying that digital toxicity or overuse of social media is really problematic. The United States made a huge step today in the right direction with a successful lawsuit against Meta. So it's really important to understand what has happened today. So there was a $17 billion settlement with Meta in a number of states that basically states that it's not just willpower of Gen Zs or teenagers, that there is actually the design of the app itself is designed to be addictive, and there's no natural stopping point. That leads to doom scrolling, which leads to huge problems, which we all have talked about it. Everybody knows. So hopefully this is the beginning of significant changes in how social media apps are designed and applied. If they're designed responsibly, then hopefully everybody will continue being able to do it without being injured by them. There have been significant amount of problems of people doom scrolling. The more doom scrolls, the less they sleep. In fact, significant increase in doom scrolling has been associated with increase in suicidal attempts, which is really a huge problem, pretty obviously. So today I want to talk about kind of summary where we are, what the next steps should be. What I'm thinking is that with this settlement of $17 billion settlement, that's a lot of zeros. Let's see what happens to TikTok. There is a lot of lawsuit against TikTok already in progress. Keep in mind, there are some evidence, can't really say 100%, but there seems to be that TikTok is much more addictive. Or TikTok may be especially habit forming because it combines highly personalized recommendations, meaning it knows who you are, rapid fire videos, constant novelty, and virtually no natural stopping points, meaning it is designed to scroll. Studies comparing short form platforms found that TikTok scores higher than Instagram Reels on recommendation accuracy. So in plain language, it chases you around better than Instagram. Instagram, of course, is part of Meta. Serendipity and effortlessness, features associated with greater engagement and problematic use, is better for TikTok, meaning it's much more efficient as finding out what you want to do and following you around. That's super important. Keep in mind. So essentially what happened today is that Meta has agreed to a settlement worth roughly $17 billion, again, a lot of zeros, with the states that accuse Facebook and Instagram of being designed in ways to addict children. Think about what that means. You have an app that's out there that's designed to get people addicted. People have been known about it. It's nothing new. TikTok is currently facing major litigation of its own. Thousands of social media addiction cases against TikTok, Meta, YouTube, and Snapchat are coming through the courts right now. So TikTok may be particularly important because of what we just discussed. So one of the big debates is, are those platforms truly addictive, or are teenagers simply choosing to spend too much time online? Now the governments are bringing cases in a very different proposition. The design of the product itself may be contributing to compulsive use. Think about what that means. Design of the product, meaning the product is designed to be addictive. If you have cigarettes and you're adding more nicotine, you get more addicted. It's not accidental that people are more hooked. This is no different than what happened before. So basically, design itself leads to the following: infinite scrolling, algorithmic recommendation, meaning the big computer system is chasing you around knowing what you want. Notifications, always keeping you alert. Personalized reinforcement, meaning they know exactly what you like and they give you more of the same. Removal of natural stopping points. So being able to set, let's say, a limit would be huge. It's not happening yet. It's probably going to happen eventually. So those are not accidental characteristics. Those are designed into the system. That's really important to keep in mind. So the legal question increasingly is becoming, what did the companies know about those design features? And what risk did they create? Intention, right? And what responsibility do the companies have to mitigate those risks? So why TikTok may be next? TikTok did not invent every engagement mechanism of social media, but it perfected it to a very powerful combination. Short form video plus extraordinarily personalized recommendation engine. So it knows who you are better than most of them. And it's been studied and it's known. So you don't have to follow anybody to be on TikTok. On Instagram and Facebook, it's more following somebody. So there is a significant difference of what happens. As soon as you open algorithm, TikTok, they already know who you are and they're going to chase you around. So basically what you're going to have is swipe reward, swipe novelty, swipe something funny, swipe something emotional, swipe something shocking. There's no natural endpoint. A 2025 study comparing TikTok, Instagram Reels, and short tube videos found that users rated TikTok higher on important technological characteristics such as recommendation accuracy, serendipity, and effortlessness. That does not prove that TikTok is more addictive, but it sure seems that way, just how it works. And that probably is going to bring more scrutiny and more other issues. So what are the teenagers reporting at this time? So in 2026, Pew Research Center asked teenagers about their experience with TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. Teens TikTok users were more likely than users of other platforms to say they spend too much time on apps. So it sure looks, obviously there could be other reasons that could happen. TikTok users also are more likely to report the platform negatively affected their sleep. Negative effect on sleep, as we've discussed before, increases inflammation. 1. 2, it increases potential suicidal ideation or thinking about suicide and things like that. All of those things are huge problems, of course. Disrupted sleep affects attention, mood regulation, memory, learning, and emotional resilience. The brain does not care whether the reward is digital or not. From neurobehavioral perspective, fundamental mechanism is not mysterious. The brain learns through reinforcement. The more you do something, the easier it is to do. The faster you run away, the easier to run away the next time. So the brain predicts another reward. That's where dopamine cycles come in. Behavior is repeated, but the most powerful reinforcement is unpredictable reinforcement. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. So that's how those apps are designed. Same thing as pulling the lever and gambling. So uncertainty keeps you going. Next video might be the one that makes you laugh. Next one may make you cry, make you upset. Next one may outrage you, all of that. Thus, you're always swiping, looking for the next hit. The short video dramatically reduces the reinforcement cycle and also gives chance for algorithms to chase people around. That is why it's important to not think of using social media as a failure of willpower. So now, what are the courts actually trying to decide? The questions are, what did the TikTok know? Are children uniquely vulnerable and so on? Matters because once a case produces billions of dollars in potential liability and mandated product changes, every technology company needs to pay attention. This is no longer simply a public health issue. This is now product liability. And there's also a interesting feature of the Meta agreement. Portions of the financial agreement reportedly depend on competitors, including TikTok and YouTube, adopting comparable protections. So you don't want to give another company unreasonable competitive advantage. And also Meta is basically saying you cannot change this just by changing Meta alone. So when you hear Meta may pay $17 billion, don't think it's the end of social addiction story. This is just the beginning, but it's certainly a good step. Since TikTok combines several of the characteristics that make compulsive digital is particularly powerful, short videos, rapid novelty, personalized recommendation, minimal effort, essentially infinite content, research increasingly examine the relationship between short-term video consumption, problematic use, and mental health outcomes. And those legal cases are going to be decided in the courtrooms. I believe there will be significant changes and many lives will be saved. Yay. So attempts to regulate cell phone use, especially under 16 years of age, has come under a lot of pressure and critique in Australia, for example, and England is thinking about doing the same thing. It may be worth fixing the actual problem instead of just trying to regulate it. Subscribe to my Digital Toxicity channel and stay tuned for the ways to combat this problem.